All right, the boys are back. Let's talk about the worst team in the league last year, the Carolina Panthers. Reagan, their win total this year is set at 4.5 after winning 2 games last year. They won 2 games last year despite not leading in the fourth quarter at any point in any game. Their 2 wins were both field goals as time expired. I saw that stat from Warren Sharp, and I was like, wow. For the entire season, you did not hold lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So 4.5 wins this year, Reagan. Some key losses: Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, Yatir Gross-Matos, that's a lot of edge rushers, Dante Jackson, Shaq Griffin, Jeremy Chin, CJ Henderson, all in the secondary.
Yeah.
DJ Chark. You'll notice a lot of losses on the defense there. Key adds: Robert Hunt, Deontay Johnson, Damian Lewis, Jadeveon Clowney, A'Shawn Robinson. A lot of adds on the offensive side. They shifted their spending to support Bryce Young. So, Reagan, with all that said, do the Panthers go over 4.5 wins this year?
They do. I actually have them going 7-10. Still coming
Whoa!
in. Yeah, they're coming in last in the division. Don't worry about that. But I have them going 7-10 this year. I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid that your boy Nick was talking about before, Garrett, about are you drinking the Kyle Pitts Kool-Aid? I'm drinking it a little bit with the Panthers, man.
I'm really craving Kool-Aid now.
Yeah, right? I got it on my mind, but I'm really buying into it. I mean, you don't see teams do the right thing usually, but they're doing all the right things for Bryce Young. I mean, they go out, like you said, they got Robert Hunt to play one of the guards. They got Damian Lewis to play the other guard. Love that. That's protection right there. That's something that was really key, and especially with an undersized quarterback like Bryce Young, like you need guards that can protect him so he has as much time there and it's not collapsing right in front of his face. So huge. Then you go out and get Jonathan Brooks, who's probably the best running back in the draft class. The Miles Sanders thing didn't work out. And then you go and trade for Deontay Johnson, who I think is a very good wide receiver. I mean, you could say what you want, but he's still a wide receiver 1. Or you could make the case, hey, maybe Xavier Legette's going to be the wide receiver 1. Either way, it's not a bad problem to have 2 guys that you're debating even as their wide receiver 1. Then you go out and you draft, Travion Wallace? No, I'm sorry, not Travion. Jatavion Sanders, the tight end of Texas, Jonathan Brooks' teammate.
Yep.
Another guy, just getting him another weapon there. So with that all said, I mean, you do that. And then you get Dave Canales, who we talked about before, did a ton for both Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith. So I'm super excited about the offense. The defense might be a little rough, but, you're getting Jadeveon Clowney off his best season. You kept Shaq Thomas and Derek Brown. You gave them both extensions. So, I mean, I'm excited about that. I mean, yeah, and honestly, their schedule's not bad. I mean, it's the 29th hardest or easiest schedule in the league. I mean, and the defense, I mean, with all of that being said, they weren't bad. I mean, they allowed the 4th least amount of yards last year and 3rd against the pass. I mean, granted, that could be because their offense was never moving the ball, so they always were starting in short field.
And they're playing from behind, so teams are just running the clock out towards the end.
Could be a little bit of that, but either way, I'm excited for all the moves they made this offseason, and I think that their defense will still be decent this year, so that's where I got them going 7-10.
Yeah, I got 4-13. I'm not sold. I'm really not sold at all. Bryce Young, although I do have him in Dynasty, Superflex, I'm not sold. He was really inaccurate last year. The only guy who was more inaccurate were Zach Wilson and Justin Fields. Not a group you want to be a part of. Now they're both backups, so that's not ideal. And that was also from a clean pocket, not just him being pressured. I agree with you. Getting the 2 guards, they paid up big time for Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. Huge to protect Bryce Young, given his frame, but still not sold. Adam Thielen, I mean, scorching hot start to the season last year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously fell off at the back end, but still a veteran presence. Deontay Johnson's the guy I'm targeting in fantasy in this offense. Yeah. I think he's going to be top 20 based off a pure volume standpoint. I don't think Xavier Legette is going to live up to his draft status. Not going to lie to you. A guy that breaks out his 5th year in college, it takes you that long. 23 years old, playing against, I'm just not sold. He's got good physical tools, but I don't think Legette's going to be that guy. He could be another Jonathan Mingo that kind of just does nothing. But Deontay Johnson's the dude. I really like Jonathan Brooks, but he is recovering from that ACL, so don't know when he's going to be ready. I think eventually he takes over that spot from Chuba Hubbard at some point this season, but I have him stashed in one league, and I'm really excited for that because when the draft capital's there on a running back, that's kind of the guys you want to target is the top of the 2nd round. You know what I mean? That's a really good spot that you want to get your backs. I like that you mentioned Sanders. I think he'll be good. Really, he has no competition to win the job. Was it Tommy Tremble? He's going to win that job, hopefully. Defensively, I mean, Derek Brown's still that dude. Pro Bowler. He was first in run stuffs last year in ESPN's run stop win rate. Stud in the interior, but you lost a lot of edge rushers. You bring in Jadeveon Clowney. had his career best year last year at 9.5 sacks. Who would have thought that'd be his best number? But, Shaq Thompson's back. He was hurt. J.C. Horn's good, but he's always hurt. They were last in pressure rate and sacks last season, and they lost their 2 best edge rushers. So I think the defense regresses. I think the offense improves, but not enough. With a rookie head coach, I got 4-13 for the Panthers.
Yeah, man. The more and more I think about it, I kind of like my Bryce Young top 12 fantasy quarterback this year. I think I'm going to take that as my hot pick. I kind of love it. I think I might be targeting him in fantasy. I love the weapons he has right now. I don't mind those at all. I mean, Adam Thielen as your wide receiver 3. I didn't even say that before, but I kind of like that a lot. So, yeah, that's my hot take. Bryce Young will finish as a top 12 fantasy quarterback this year.
Yeah, I think you're nuts, but I love the confidence. Hey, that'd be good for my dynasty team.
Yeah,
maybe I go back to back if Bryce Young does that. But
I'm excited, man.
We'll see. A common theme here, too. When we're going to talk about strength of schedules in this division, this is probably the worst division.
Worst division
in football. So, they all have easy schedule because they play each other so much. So it's going to be a common theme. So based on where they ended last year, obviously could be a big factor. Let's move on to the Atlanta Falcons.
Wait, and I will say, I think I'm going to be putting a little bet on them over 4.5 wins because I didn't realize the total was that low.
But, it is low, 4.5.
Yeah.